Adventure is an addiction, and I was born an addict. I just love the outdoor world. I'm passionate about being outside, pushing myself physically to the limit. This is one of my favourite places. I love coming here. I've been coming some 25 years just to come outside and watch the stars and the satellites and see the sea. It's just such a beautiful place. The first idea of rowing across the Atlantic Ocean was sort of dreamed up in the caves here. My first ocean crossing was from Tenerife to Barbados, 58 days in an Atlantic rowing race, and it really inspired me to want to go and have another go and set records. It's all about breaking records at that stage. I was very competitive. 2004 I came very close to death. I was rowing across the North Atlantic Ocean. Hurricane Alex had tracked us across, and I started really fearing for my life. On the 8th of August 2004, Hurricane Alex hit us with a killer blow. It turned our boat violently upside down. The sea just sucked me up, and I was like a small twig being washed away from this tiny little 33-foot rowing boat. And as I was sort of hanging onto this life raft, Victoria, my little girl, her prayer, she said, "Dad, if you think that you're going to die, would you actually say a prayer and to Jesus, invite Jesus into your life so that I can see you in heaven?" I couldn't say that prayer because I felt like a hypocrite. There I was, it was all my own doing, all my own, I'd got myself into that place, and it was a case of, I didn't know how gracious God was. So I made a pact with him that when I got back to England that I would actually find out more about him. So we got in a life raft that was no bigger than a children's paddling pool, and spent one of the worst nights of my life being tossed and turned. And then at daybreak at 7 o'clock we heard a Nimrod plane circling around us. Rescue was there. A 150-metre ship was being tossed around in these big seas as it pulled closer to us, and we could see the smiling faces of these guys that at one moment we could see the smiling faces, and the next minute we could see the barnacle bottom of the ship, these 50-foot waves rising and falling, and then we were able to pull ourselves towards that boat and then climb one by one up onto the boat. And to have the whole team on board the ship was an amazing feeling.
Now, they were just 300 miles away from setting a new transatlantic rowing record when a freak wave hit their boat, the Pink Lady.
This is just a storm we couldn't escape from, a rogue wave, rogue storm. We had a lot of bad weather on this.
When we came back to Southampton, it was such a fantastic feeling to hug my family again and hold them in my arms. And I got in the car to drive home, and I said, one of the first things I said, that I was actually going to go on an alpha course, and there was this big, huge cheer from the back of the car, because, you know, Dad was going to find out a little bit more about God. I went on this alpha course to find out about God, and so it was a great course, but it didn't actually hit the spot for me until I was prayed for, and the Holy Spirit just came and just filled me up with God's love in such a way that I've never experienced ever before. I lay on the ground and was just completely and utterly surrounded by God's love, and it just completely and utterly changed my whole life from that point. I was very self-driven, and my heart changed totally for people. I noticed people like the homeless people on the streets and got involved with feeding of the homeless people, which I couldn't have done before. I had one goal, and that was about competition and me, and now it's I'm a lot more relaxed in life, and just the ability to walk in God's love and give it away is such a fantastic thing.